Good morning, Rabbi. Oh. Rabbi's on mute.
All right, I muted him. Now you're unmuted, Rabbi. You're back
I
on.
just want to make sure how much the Katzensteins are all awake.
Yeah, now they're out there.
You're on the recording, just so you know.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right. So we're once again we're one blot ahead to make up for Shavuos. So we're starting today, or today's blot, I believe, is did I turn this? So today's blot is, I think, Pei Beis. We're on Pei Gimel. So we got to Pei Gimel, Amar Aleph. We got to the Meisvei. So we had a machlokas in terms of by Avodah Zarah, what an actual idol is, how it is metame, right? What is a level? Is it like a sheretz, or is it even more so like a nida? And even if it's like a nida, there's two separate chumras by nida. One we say is by Evan Masama, that in other words, that even if it's on top of a stone which is supported by other supports or beams, that it can go below that and be metame, that which is underneath. Or that also by tumas heses, something usually which is tumas masa, which is carrying. So we left off at Meisvei. All right, we had the Meisvei. So it was towards the top. All right, Meisvei, around 7 lines or so from the top. So Meisvei. So now we had two interpretations of the machlokas between the Rabbanon and Rabbi Kiva. So now we're going to ask on Rabbah. So Meisvei, Avodah Zarah kasheretz. We have a brayse that says Avodah Zarah is like sheretz. Umshavshel kasheretz. Right? So according to the Rabbanan, who were more makil when it comes to the tuma of the idol as to what we compare with. So its tuma is like that of a sheretz. And also that which is used to go ahead and service it is also like a sheretz. And in other words, it's only mitame through touch. And Rabbi Kiva Imer, Avodah Zarah Kanido, Kasheretz. Rabbi Kiva says, no. The Avodah Zarah itself, the idol itself, that's like a nido. But that which uses it to service it is like a sheretz. So Bishlam Rabbi Elazar Nicha. So this works well exactly according to the interpretation of Rabbi Elazar. He was the one that was his shot. But Elul Rabbah, according to Rabbah, it's a kasha, because according to Rabbah, he holds that even according to the Rabbanon, it's Avodah Zarah is not kasheretz. He holds that according to the Rabbanon, Avodah Zarah is like a nido. So Rabbah would answer, Mi alim masnisin, is this any stronger than the kasha you wanted to ask before me from our Mishnah, or from a Mishnah? We said in the Mishnah before, it says, Eitzav avona v'fara metam kasheretz. We said over there, if a wall is on the space of both a house of worship and also Avodah Zarah, right, and someone's house, and he wants to go ahead and rebuild, take the stones. We said those are tamei kasheretz, right? Sounds like Avodah Zarah is like sheretz. V'okmina, we establish over there my kasheretz. What does it mean kasheretz? The loy mitame kevin masama means it's a sheretz in terms of the fact that it's not mitame through evan masama, but it would be mitame, right, through tumas hasis. So hakanami the like mitame evan masama. So over here, it's not mitame through evan masama. What it means is kasheretz. That means it doesn't have the chumrah of being mitame through evan masama, but it would be mitame through tumas hasis. So Meisvei asks another kasha and Rabbah nachri v'nachris. So we have a nachri and a nachris, right? Non-Jews. So we say they have a level of tuma similar to a zav, right? They don't go. So perhaps they are tamei like a nida or a zav, male or female, right? And therefore they are tamei just like a zav. A zav comes in contact with something or sits on something or supports something. They are just like a zav. So we say over there nachri v'nachris, Avodah Zarah, umshavshal. So these three categories, hein, v'lo yiseita. So it says they are tamei, but they're not tamei tumas heses, according to the Rabbanon. In other words, they not just through supporting or carrying, but it has to actually make contact. Rabbi Kiva Omer hein v'heseitan. No, all three of these, l'chaira, we're going to reinterpret this a little soon. So all three of them are matame, and they're also matame through tumas heses, through perhaps a carrying. So Bishlam Elazar Nicha. This works according to him. He holds that Avodah Zarah is not matame through tumas hases. El Rabbah, according to Rabbanan, they do hold that Avodah Zarah itself is matame tumas hases. Kasha, it's a kasha. Samlacha Rabbah says, Rabbah's answer to you. Yulatame, according to you, Nachri v'Nachri is nami hein v'lei seitan. Well, you're going to tell me Nachri is only their tummy, but they're not matame tumas heses. Right? Valtani learned in Bryce, it says Dobro b'nai Yisrael. It says over there, command the Jewish people. Let's talk about the Zav. So it says b'nai Yisrael matamen beziva ve'ein nocher matamen beziva. That b'nai Yisrael are really matamen beziva. Only the halachas of Zav apply to Jews, but not non-Jews. Aval gazra lehem shiu kazavim l'chol divrei. But they were geyser that they should be like like Zavim in all matters. So you see over here, if they're like a Zav in all matters, they should be matami through Tumas Heses. So Ella, Rabba, Mitaritz, Latami. Rather, Rabba will explain the Shitasa. Here's how he explains. Nachri v'nachris, break it up in categories. When it comes to a Nachri v'nachris, when it comes to a non-Jew, we say, Hain, they themselves, they say, send that which they carry, ve'evim asama shalahen. They are Tame. And it's also Tame through evim asama. They're every way, every chumah when it comes to them, just like a Zav and Vodazara. And when it comes to a Vodazara, he, they say, when it comes to the idol itself, then the idol itself is tamei, right? It's matami tumas heses. We'll explain that when it comes to an idol. Avalo evim masamishala. But now, when it comes, it does not matami through a stone that it's being supported underneath it. And Rabbi Kiva Omer, and according to Rabbi Kiva, who is more machmer, avodah zara, he v'aseis evim masamishala. Avodah zara. Now, just like the Nachri Nachris, who are compared to a Zav, and Avodah Zarah is just like a Zav, that also be matame, not through just carrying to Maseses, but even through an Evim Masama, through a stone that's supported. Rabbi Elazar Matar Satame. And Rabbi Elazar will also explain the Shitaso. In other words, Hey, Veseta Evim Masama. So he says, when it comes to Nachri Nachris, Hey, Veseta Evim Masama Shalahem, they themselves are matame, and they're matame through Tumas Heses, and they're also matame even the stone, because it's just like a Zav. They're also matame through Evim Sama. And about a Zara, when it comes to an idol, so that was talking about the Nachrim and Nachris. And then next category of a Zara, Hein V'lo Yiseita, only they are matame and not through the stone. Rabbi Kiva Amir, about a Zara, Hiva Seita. In other words, Hiva Seita, they added Tumas Heses, which is through carrying, and about a Zara, Hiva Seita. And according to Rabbi Kiva, Lafi, Rabbi Elazar, so Avodah Zarah is matame along with his Tumas Heses. So that was the reinterpretation. We're almost done with this Tumas Sugya, by the way, if those of you who are, who feel like it's a lot, we're almost done with this Tumas Sugya. So finally, so the Gemara says, if that's the case, Maskal Rashi, my Hain. Why does it say Hain Ve'seisan? In other words, if they're Tameh and they're matame through Tumas Heses, why do you got to tell me they're Tameh? Of course they're Tameh. Right? If they're tummy while carrying things, of course they're tummy. So what does it mean, the hain in this, right? So Elam Ravashi has a completely different shot. It says Haki Karas means to say Nachri v'Nachris Bein Hain Sheisita Zacheru Bein Achem Sheisita Asan. Whether, all right, a Nachri v'Nachris, whether they are carrying something else without making direct contact, but they're supporting something full weight, they're matame that object, or if somebody is supporting their full weight, even if they're not in contact with them, they are tummy. All right? They are tamei. And Avodah Zarah, when it comes to Avodah Zarah, we'll soon explain this case, right? The Gemara is going to ask how Avodah Zarah can carry things if it's it's not a live object, right? So Avodah Zarah, Sheitzi Dacherim Taharim, if Avodah Zarah is carrying others, Taharim. But if something else is carrying the Avodah Zarah, then it's tamei. And when it comes to Masham Shaiha, that which is used to service it, right? Whether someone else is carrying it or it is carrying something else or supporting something else, then it's Taharim, then it's Tahar. And Rabbi Kiva Omer, Nachri v'Nachris Avodah Zarah. No, not only Nachri v'Nachris, but even Avodah Zarah itself doesn't matter. Whether they carry the other object, and that makes it Tamei, or the other object, something else carries them, they will Tamei that which carries them, and that which is used to go ahead and support it, that which is used to go ahead and help worship the idols, whether they are it is being carried, those items, or those items are supporting something else, those are all tahor, because that's a lower category than the Avodah Zarah itself. So now the obvious question is, Avodah Zarah, I want to understand, you're talking about Avodah Zarah, whether you carry it or it carries something else. So I understand when you're talking about Avodah Zarah, when someone else is carrying Avodah Zarah, even though they're not making direct contact, let's say it's on something and they're carrying it. So therefore that person becomes Tameh because they are supporting that. But how can a Avodah Zarah, right, a tree, an idol, how could that carry something else? What's pshat? right? So Amar Rami Berei Derav Yaiba. Kedatran, we learned in the Mishnah, Hazav Bekaf Mazayim. V'oichel Mashkin Bekaf Shnia. Okay, so let's say you got somebody who is a Zav, and he's on a scale, right? You have two scales, right? There's two the two weights or the sides of the scale. And in order to measure things, you put one on each side. So let's say a person who's a Zav, who has a seminal drip, right? He's Tameh, right? So he sits on one side, right? So when he sits on one side, he raises up the other side. So if they put, let's say, 100 pounds of rice or whatever it is on the other side, and the Zav sits on it, and then he raises it, so he is actually supporting, right, that which is being lifted up. So we say, Hazav, the Kabazai, the Eichel, Mashkin, and food or drink is on the other side. So Kara Zav, if the Zav is heavier and it lifts the other one, then those items are Tameh. Why? Because those items were lifted, right? Because he was using the weight of the Zav. Those items were lifted by someone who's Tameh, by a Zav, and therefore that is Tameh. All right, turn the page. And Karu Hein Tar. But however, right, but we said if they are, in other words, but let's say the food is lighter, right? And the food goes down. So then they are tar. Why? Because when they're going down, right, they're not being lifted by someone else. They are actually lifting the zav, right? So in other words, therefore, in our case, what are we talking about? How could you have an idol that lifts something? It's not a live creature, right? It's not a person. So rather you say that an idol was on one side, food was on the other side, and that food was lifted by the idol. And therefore, that is considered to be something that was lifted by a Avodah Zarah. So that would be the scenario. So Kaman Oslo. So Hadatani, what about this? That which we learn in this brisa. Kol Tameos Hamesitos Tahiros. Anything that's Tameh, that carries things, right, that Tumas has without making contact with it, is it's tahor, except chutz me'esid shazav. Except for zav is only unique category. Shaloi matzina lo chaver b'chol Torah kula. We don't find halachas by zav. It has very unique halachas when it comes to tumatara, that it even is metame tumas hasis. So leimed delay Rabbi Kiva. Let's say it's not like Rabbi Kiva, because according to Rabbi Kiva, what does he hold? He holds not only is zav unique, but we want to learn that avodah zarah is just like zav. So zav is not one on its own. It's zav and avodah zarah. So it's not like Rabbi Kiva. So where it says I did Rabbi Kiva, it's economic avodah zarah. Avodah zarah is the same halachas as zav according to Rabbi Kiva. So where it says no, I feel Rabbi Kiva tana zav the chol the damile. No, when it means zav, it means nothing is like zav and its category which includes avodah zarah. So in other words, nothing is like zav and avodah zarah. We don't find by tumas mace. We don't find by sheretz. We don't find any other things that are matame just like it. Fine. Now it gets a little easier. So those of you who are a little lost, you can sort of redirect focus. So, about 6 lines from the top. Rav Chama Bar Guria Avodah Zarah. We actually saw this cash before. Yeshna laverim levarim o ena levar. Avodah Zarah. Let's say a limb from Avodah Zarah broke off, or something. It came off. I won't say broke off because it depends on the question. So it came off. So one of the limbs from Avodah Zarah. Is that matame or not? Avodah Yeshna laverim or ena levar. Right? Is there still tuma to it or not? So now the Gemara says, wait, so what's the case here? If it's someone can just go ahead, and regular person like you or myself, who's not a carpenter or be able to put it back, it's simple to put it back. That's not a question. Why? Because then it's like it's attached. Just because it fell off, you just click it right back into place and it works. So obviously that would still be matame. So rather, maybe only the case, it can only be reattached by a professional. So what's the luck in such a case? Do we say that since a regular person can't go ahead and put it back in place, therefore it's like it's broken? Or perhaps it's not missing, right? It's not lacking anything. It's just on the floor. It's just disconnected, and you need to go ahead and hire a carpenter to reattach it. And some say, and some actually the other way around. If you need a specialist and a regular person can't go ahead and purse it, that's not a question. That's obvious. The command is dummy, because then it's for sure like it's broken, right? Because you need a specialist to reattach it. So the question was asked: are limbs still matame or not? Where a simple person go ahead and put it back. So what's the halacha there? Since a regular anybody can go ahead and reattach it, therefore it's like it's reattached. It just happens to be on the floor. You can go ahead and reattach it easily. Kishalfish Vishari, or maybe now it's not with it. It's like it's not part of the idol, and therefore perhaps it's not matame, just like an idol is. So teku, the Gemara does not give a teretz. Now, next kasha the Gemara. So boy Ravachtuvoy Bar Ami Avodah Zarah Pechusim Mekazayis Mahu. What is the halacha with a small Avodah Zarah, a piece of Avodah Zarah, or something which is Avodah Zarah, which is less than a kazayis? So Maskav. So Rav Yosef Lamai. So understand, what are you asking, right? So in an Isura, are you asking me, is it forbidden to go ahead and worship Avodah Zarah, which is less than a kazayis? Lo yehei ela zavuv bal ikaron. Right? It should be no worse than the zvuv, than the fly of bal ikaron that we find in Sefer Shoftim, right? That those were worshipped, these small little flies. The time of the Raisa, it says ve'asimu ba'brisa le'elokim zeh zvuv bal ikaron. So it says over there, right, that they went ahead and they made this god, and that was the zavuv, like a fly, bal ikaron. Right, Malame, we learn from this pasuk. Shekol echad v'echad asa demus yerasa menicha b'seichi. So everyone went ahead, made their own little miniature idol, right, and they put it in their pocket or their purse. And kevan shezoicher, once they remembered, motzio mitach kisa umechavkov nashka. They would take it out and they would, kiss it. So they would use that little item, something smaller than a kazayas, as their idol. And we see it was called, it was recognized in Torah as avodah zarah. So you see clearly that the minimum size of what to worship is definitely less than a kazayas. So elali and tuma rather means, okay, maybe if you have avodah zarah, which is in terms of whether it's matame, other things, not the isser. The isser avada, you can't go ahead and worship anything any size. The question is something that small matame? Samai came on these because the sheretz. Maybe we learn from a sheretz. Samash is the chadasha, avodah zarah nami kadasha. Just like a sheretz is the size of a lentil. So to avodah zarah, the minimum size of a lentil, but if it's less than a lentil, it will not be matame other things. We say no, ha'iskish l'meis, or maybe it's compared to a mace. Ma mace kazayas, just like by mace, we find that the minimum size of a share of tumas mace is a kazayas. Avodah zarah kazayas, so to avodah zarah is a kazayas. So Amar Rav Avya v'tema Rav Bar Ula Toshma. Come listen to Tanya Leonard Brisa. Avodah zarah pachos mekazayas ein ba tuma kolikar. Any avodah zarah that's less than a kazayas is not tamei at all. So you see over here, the answer is no, it's not a lentil. Rather, it has to be at least the size of a kazayas. Shinamar, as the pasuk says, "Vayishlach asafra akav b'nei yom." So it says, and they went ahead and they spread the ashes of the idol on the kvarim on the graves of the nation. Ma mace mekazayas, and just like a mace, we hold the minimum size of a shear of a mace is a kazayas. Avodah zarah kazayas. So to avodah zarah is also a kazayas. V'rabbanan. And the Rabbanan. Now the Gemara is a general question. Lamai hilchasa. Now we went earlier. The Rabbanan were very meka when it came to Tuma avodah zarah. So Lamai hilchasa itzkish the sheretz. So what was the comparison to sheretz? We said Dolomatame b'masa. We said just like a sheretz is not, it's not matame by carrying it. You have to make actual contact with it. So to avodah zarah is not matame b'masa. Elanida, avodah zarah is compared to nida. The einam le'evarim, that just like a nida, if a limb comes from a nida, we don't say it's matame nida. We say it's matame tumas mace, but it's no longer carries its tumas nida. So to a broken off piece from avodah zarah is also not matame, and lemeis. And deloy matame mikadasha, that by a mace, that it's not matame if it's the size of a lentil, it has to be larger. So why do you use all the comparisons of avodah zarah to all these cases for kulas? Eimer l'chumra. I can compare to a sheretz, to a nida, and to a mace, and all using a chumra. How so? Lamai hilchasa. So ikshel rachman l'sheretz. You can say it's like a sheretz l'tamei kachadasha, because even smaller than a kazayis, you can say even the size of a lentil, it's matame. And the nida, you can say it's like a nida, the matame the temuya be'evim masama. And you can say it's like a nida that it would be matame through an evim masama, through the stone. We said that if the nida is on top of a stone and it's being supported by beams, anything underneath, right? Anything underneath the stone would be matame. Right, and akisha rachman lemeis, and also they can be matame avodah zarah tumas meis lemetumei but ohel, that perhaps avodah zarah is matame tumas ohel. If one is under the same canopy as avodah zarah, he would become tame. So the Gemara answers, no, Tuma Avodah Zarah derabanan hi. Really, the Tuma of Avodah Zarah is derabanan, right? We want people to stay away from Avodah Zarah. Therefore, we'll say they're tamei, and they're trying to eat things b'tahara, and they do not want to become tamei. So therefore, they will stay away and distance themselves from idols, and that's the reason why it was decreed, right? Tuma Avodah Derabanan hi, the kula v'chumra, the kula makshin, the chumra lo makshin, and therefore that's the case. We have an option of the kula or the chumra. Therefore, we will compare it to a kula and not a chumrah. Fine. Naya Mishnah. Mishnah says, as we mentioned, this parak of Menayin, right? Amar Rabbi Kiva, Menayin. So we go on to the next case. Now, Menayin l'svina shehi tahira. How do we know that a boat is tahor? Right? A boat is tahor. It's not metame. Right? We know that things are attached to the ground are tahor, right? We know that kalim, utensils, right? Those are tame. But a boat, right? Is it like a ground? Is it like a utensil? What is it? So it's tahor. Shenamar, the pasuk says, derech anya b'lev yom, right? It says the path, right, of the boat is only in the heart of the sea. In other words, that once a boat goes out, you can't know which way the boat travels because it's not like there's no, footprints or tracks, right? Because the waves wash it up. So you really don't know once the boat sails off. You don't know the direction of it because you can't see. So the Gemara says, Pshita anya b'lev yami, right? So I understand the Gemara says, what's this? What's the pasuk teaching us over there? Is this in Mishlei? In Mishlei. What's it teaching us there? So how kamashma come teach you? Kiyam is just like a sea. Ma yam tahor, just like the sea is tahor. It's not tameh. Avsvina tahora. So too a boat is tahor. So you see, boats are tahor, not tameh, just like the sea. So Tanya L'Nabraisa Chananya Omer Nilmudam Isak. Why do we go ahead and learn out a boat from a sack, right? A sackcloth which is used, which a pasuk b'ferish says, which compares it, right, to a kliyate, also a wooden vessel. We learn over there for the sackcloth is matame. So masak metaltel meleverekan, just like a sack is used both empty and full. Avkol metaltel meleverekan. So to anything, right, which you can use while it's empty or full, or you can carry it down is tame. Lafuke svina to exclude a boat. That you can't go ahead and move a boat while it's full. You can only move it when it's empty. So therefore, we should say that we can learn that from a sack. So what do I need a special pasuk of learning that from this pasuk in Mishlei? I can just see from this pasuk that it's not committed to a sack. To a sack. So my benayu. What's the nafkamina as to what your source is? Benayu svina shocheres. What about a boat made of cheres, of earthenware? If you learn from the pasuk of Anya B'Lev Yom, Hanami, any boat is tahor, just like the sea. So Hanami, Kalev Yami. Therefore, according to this opinion, it would also be tahor, right? However, Laman Demer Kasak, but however, according to the opinion holds that maybe if you want to learn it from a sackcloth, right? So Hinach Teksivi Gabe Sak, only those things which are written by sak, those materials such as wood, right? Those things are matami. Only those things, if they're carried both while full or empty, then it's matame. So but if they can't be carried, so let's say they can't be carried while they're full because it's too heavy, then those things, those materials would be tahor. About svina shel cheres, but since a svina made of cheres, which is not included, the cheres is not included over there by sak. So afagav, able to tell us, maybe you'd say that even if it can't be used while it's full, it would still be matame, right? You can't mele v'rekan, right? So that's one nafkamina. So the second nafkamina is inami, or svinos hayardein, or the small boat that was used in the Jordan, in the svinos hayardein. So Laman, in the B'Lev Yami, according to the opinion, who holds that all boats are learned from the pasuk, Hanami on B'Lev Yami. Also, qualifies as a boat, and therefore it's tar. However, Laman Demer to tell us Malay V'Rekan, but according to the opinion who holds that it has to be able to be used, if you're going to say it has to be used, whether it's full or empty, Hanami to tell us Malay V'Rekan. This can actually, these small boats, and they're used in the Jordan, can be used, right, even when they're full. Damar Rabbi Chanina ben Akavia. So the Chanina ben Akavia was once in the Beis Medrash, and he said, "Mipnei ma amru svinas hayardein timeya." What is the reason why the svinas hayardein, this Jordanian, this boat used for the Jordan River, are timeya? Mipnei shaytaina sabiya ba'asha umarna saliyam, because they used to go ahead and fill it in the dry land and carry it down to the sea or to the river. So you see over there that these boats can even be carried while they were full. So therefore, in this case, we would say that perhaps if something can be moved while it's full, right, then it should become tamei. So therefore, it's an afkamin as to what your source is. And Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Rav, a person should never prevent himself, keep himself out of the beis medrash even one day, right? You're going to be late to shir, still come in, even sha'achas. Why? I learned this many times, and I never knew the reason as to why these boats should be matame. And explained that that since these boats can be carried while they are full, therefore that's the reason why they are tame. And Amar Rabbi Yonasan, and speaking of which, on the same subject, a person should not prevent himself from going to the beis medrash and from learning Torah. I feel the shas misa even the time while he's dying. Shnamar, the pasuk says, "Zois haTorah Adam ki yamus ba'ohel." All right, this is Zois haTorah. Right, that's supposed to talk about tumah, but it says Zois haTorah Adam ki yamus when a person dies in a tent. I feel the shas misa even the time when a person is dying. Tei oiseg b'Torah. A person should be oiseg b'Torah. And finally, Amar Reish Lakish, ein divrei Torah miskayim el b'misha meis atzma. A person divrei Torah is not miskayim, is not kept and fulfilled, right? But only somebody who kills himself over it. As Shnamar, as the pasuk says, Zayis haTorah Adam ki yamos bohel. Right? This is a Torah Adam, a person who dies in tent, meaning a person should be yamos himself over divrei Torah. And we will stop here. Everyone should have a wonderful day. Shkoyach.